Good evening and welcome to all Wildcat members and guests. This evening I would like to share the history of Wildcat through lives of 50-year member Peter Fay, Judge Peter Fay, and his wife Pat Fay. I'd like to share a moment of silence and prayer for Pete Dawson, who crossed over into paradise on Saturday, July 27th. So a moment of silence, please, and prayer. We know he's still with us spiritually, and we thank him for his major foresight in helping to develop Wildcat Cliffs Country Club. He was very much responsible with others for the fitness center. It was his dream, and he helped make it come true along with other folks here. The men's Bible study group he led for years and years and did a beautiful job. Along with Pete Fay and Bill Gutson, who were also cohorts in all these activities that we had going on. They all made this a wonderful club. And today Pete wanted to toast you all, Pete and Repeat, we'll call him Pete and Repeat. Want to toast you all for making Wildcat Cliffs Country Club a beautiful, beautiful place. Cheers. In addition to the Wildcat contributions, he is a world-renowned, Dr. Dawson was a world-renowned dentist, writing professional dentistry books in 14 different languages. He was also the founder of the Dawson Academy, which provided conferences, business courses, and dental courses, studied by over 50,000 patients, or not patients, dentists worldwide. So he was a remarkable professional, and we really are thrilled to remember him.
Before I do, I want to thank all of you for being here. This just shows the example of what I was going to talk about later. The strongest thing about this club is its membership. And I can't tell you how thrilled we are to have all of you here. The Fay family met the Dawson family in the mid-60s at Lee's Inn, which was a 3-story hotel about 100 years old in downtown Highlands. It was a great place. It's where the Hutchinson Lodge is now. They used to have a blackboard, and they would put the name of everybody that was going to arrive. We met the Dawson family there and immediately fell in love. We did everything together. Pat and Jody shopped together and played with the kids. Pete Dawson was the very best friend I ever had, and we were friends for 50 years. We used to call each other up in the spring, and we'd schedule our vacations at the same time. Our kids would go check that blackboard at least every hour to make sure the Dawsons were coming. But it sure was fun, and Pete was so special. And it's a terrible void in our lives that he's gone.
Thank you, Judge. The Dawsons had begun their time in the mountains of Highlands, North Carolina, with a membership at Highlands Country Club, if you can believe it. They used to rent a cottage there, and the membership fee was $10 a year. So that's where they started. They rented this old cottage and stayed there a month a year while their children were attending summer camp, and coordinated their story, of course, with the Fay family as they got more and more acquainted down the road. After several years of having bought a piece of property at Wildcat on Country Club Drive, they decided to build their dream home. So Jody and Pete, with a blanket and a picnic basket and a few stakes and some twine, sat and had picnics and laid out the house on that piece of property, which is a little over 3 acres. And if anybody's seen it, it's a phenomenal 3 acres with a stream that runs through the center of the dining room, and it's beautiful. And they laid out their plans room by room with love and affection. Their home still sits on this property in full and better blossom than ever imagined. Pete and Jody Dawson began their time at Wildcat with a membership in 1970. Pete and Pat became members in 1969, and this is Pete Fay, not Dawson. Pete and Pat Fay began their membership in 1969, owned a duplex on the 9th Green. As time was spent and their friendship grew, the Dawsons developed a relationship with the Fays more than any other couple they knew, and many wonderful times were shared with laughter, joy, and numerous adventures. And the entire family had fun together, so had many happy memories. As the families grew, the children became close friends, and the story goes of the 50-year friendship bound by love and Wildcat being the catalyst for it all. And that's what we're really talking about tonight, and Pete wanted to have a toast to the Wildcat Cliffs community and family of the country club. Shirley says a lot for the friendships made and grown at Wildcat Cliff for all of us. I don't think there's a person in here that has more friends at home than they do here, it seems like. And it's all a part of the Wildcat Way. And the Wildcat Way is going to be talked about even further. Now I'd like to give a little bit more formal introduction to our friend and colleague, Judge Fay. Was born in Rochester, New York, and attended Rollins College in 1951. He then went to the Air Force from 51 to 53, came back, went to law school, graduated first in his class, and he was in law firms, too many to mention, from 56 to 70, and joined Wildcat Cliffs Country Club in 1969. Pete will now share his story and appointments as a federal judge, and I'd like to pass him over to him to tell about it. It's really cool.
Well, Jack, thank you, and you all are very kind. I had a senior partner once, and every time I was introduced that way, he said, yeah, but it was a small, dumb class. But I was practicing law, and believe it or not, Pete Dawson and I were standing in the pro shop getting ready to go play golf. And the pro came out and said, Mr. Fay, the White House is trying to get you. This was in the summer of 1970. So I went in, and the operator said, hang on a minute. And President Nixon came on the phone, and he said, Mr. Fay, I just want to tell you, I've just nominated you for the U.S. District Court in the Southern District of Florida. I said, thank you, Mr. President. We had a nice little chat. Well, fast forward, in 1976, Pete Dawson and I are standing in the pro shop getting ready to play golf. The pro comes out and says, Judge Fay, the White House wants to talk to you. There was President Ford. Judge Fay, I'd like to tell you I'm nominating you today for the U.S. Court of Appeals, the Fifth Circuit. Thank you, Mr. President. After we hung up, I knew that presidents don't ever know where anybody is that the operator gets for them. And I began to think, you know, that operator's going to wonder, how the hell does this guy Fay get these appointments? All he does is play golf.
So that is the story. Probably no other country club in the United States of America has had 2 federal court judge nominations in the pro shop. I don't care if we're talking Pebble Beach or Oakland Hills or wherever you're talking. So, and really, still to this day, Pete, believe it or not, to this day, Pete reviews and finalizes 2 to 3 cases per week. Each case can be anywhere from 350 pages to 1,500 pages. He still does this, 90 years of age. His knees may be a little weak from the time that he won the state championship, as his team did, as a Fort Lauderdale Flying L's, which Neil Savage, by the way, remembers the game distinctly. He was about 4th grade or 6th grade or something like that. He remembered his number, he remembered everything, because they won the state championship. And off the chart here a little bit, Pete also played football, basketball, won the state championship, baseball, and ran track. So he was a tremendous athlete in the day, that's for sure.
The older I get, the better I was.
Pete also estimates that he played approximately, it took him a while to figure this out, 5,100 rounds of golf at Wildcat Cliffs Country Club. So I think he got his money's worth. Pat, would you stand up so everybody can see how beautiful you are today, too? That's the real leader in the face on the right there. Also, for Wildcat Cliff members only, confidentially and quietly, in recent years, Pat and Pete, mainly Pat I think enjoyed it the most, hosted our Chief Justice of the Supreme Court at their home, John Roberts, who loved visiting Pat and Pete, especially Pat, and playing golf. He loves playing golf at Wildcat Cliffs. We had to keep that pretty much under the covers here because of security reasons and so forth. And speaking of security reasons, Mark Dawson has some points about how he used to try to go over to the Faye's house, and I'll let you just know a little bit about, he'll let you know a little bit about that.
I have actually no idea what that's talking about. Okay, if I can just digress, I wanted to say, I just want to say thank you for Mom and Dad. You guys have been so great and just keeping an eye on him through the winters, the folks that are here, or whatever. It's just from me, Chris, and our family, thank you. So my one takeaway is, if you have any aspirations to be a judge, you know where to hang out, right? Two things that got mentioned. One was water skiing. And when Pete was on his 80th birthday, I actually pulled him water skiing on Lake Linville. So I'm relaying that story to him last week, and he goes, well, I went wakeboarding when I was 81. Then relayed that story to Mike, and Mike says, no, he was actually 83. And then he showed me a video of not only wakeboard, but also on 2 skis, dropping 1 ski to slalom. So that's 83, so that's pretty cool. The other mention was Lee's Inn, and you heard the beginning, that's all true. It was, Lee's Inn was just an awesome place, and we had great memories of getting together during the summers. They had a camp, we would go to Sliding Rock, we would go to like whitewater rafting, and a bunch of other kids, and some other kids from here too, I don't remember their names, but one summer, when I was in high school and then junior college, I waited tables, and when I was in high school, I had arranged a job to come up and work at Lee's Inn. And so I showed up, I quit my job at home, came up with Mom and Dad, and showed up my first day at work, and they said, well, we sort of have a problem, that we hired too many waiters, and we really don't need you. So I said, well, that's kind of a problem, because I quit my job when I'm here for like the next 3 months. They gave me a job as a houseboy. So if any of you all stayed at Lee's Inn back in the 70s and saw some guy sweeping the porches of the cabins and picking up the laundry that the maids had disposed of, dropped off in the porches, that would have been me. But it was just a great time, and Lee's Inn was a cool place. So.
I don't know what Wildcat is like nowadays. Look at it. It's just absolutely gorgeous, and we think it's the greatest place in the world, and it is. But Pete would like to tell you what Wildcat was like in the early days, in 1969, in 1970 and 71. So here he is.
Well, some of you couples will understand this. When Pat and I got married in October of 1958, that spring, which would have been spring of 1959, the law firm told me I had 2 weeks vacation. So I went home and told Pat I had 2 weeks vacation. What would you like to do? She said, oh, anything you want to do, darling. I said, good, we'll go to the Bahamas and play golf. She said, no, we won't. You can play golf, but we're going to North Carolina. Well, I had already learned how to say yes, dear. And we've been coming back ever since. But we stayed at the Silver Slip Lodge, which is on the last curve before you go into Cashiers if you're going down here. Now it's called Stonefly, whatever that means. For a while it was Melstone. And as I told you before, we played golf everywhere we could. Pete and I would go everywhere we could to play golf. I can tell you the road from Cashiers to Highlands was not paved. You can't believe that. It was dirt and gravel. In 1962 or 63, I think it was 62, We were up here with some good friends, Charlie George, who was a member of the club here for a while, and his wife. We were driving around with the top down, and there was a little booth right where the tennis courts are now. And you paid $1 and you could drive up to the top of Whiteside. You've probably seen the road bed up there now. But we were driving along and we got to where the 9th green is, and there was a lot of activity down there. So we stopped the car and all got out and walked down, and we met Dr. Matthews. And he was so proud because he had some Indians there building a chimney and 2 fireplaces. And the 2 fireplaces, one came out on one side of the duplex, the other one came out on the other side of the duplex. He told us all about the club and what was going on. I never dreamed that in about 9 years we would own half that duplex. But we did. As Jack said, the club was a little different. Dick Starr, who was a member here, and I don't know if you all know, about half of the founding members came from Riviera Country Club in Coral Gables. And Dick Starr was a very good friend. We owned a boat together. We were neighbors. He said, I'm going to show you Wildcat. I said, well, I've seen it. No, he said, we're going to fly up there. We're going to go see Wildcat. So he brought me up here. And he was so proud of Jaws. They were working on Jaws. He took me up and said, isn't this neat? I said, hell no, it's nothing but a mud hole with some snow all over it. What are you talking about? But he talked me into joining, and we had a nice visit. When we finally joined in 1969, they had just finished 18 holes, and it really was beautiful. The membership was a little younger then. There were about 15 or 20 children here every summer. They weren't grandchildren, they were children. And I don't know if Mike's going to tell you all the stories, but they got in a lot of trouble. We spent a month or 2 up here every summer. And the pro shop when we started was a double wide, if you can imagine. But they built the pro shop and then they had a room underneath it. And that was the children's room. That's where all the kids played. They had a pool table and a ping pong table. Later they actually had a building about where Jeff's office is now. And they made that a kid's room. But the golfers got upset because there was too much noise coming out of that room. So it became a real estate office with me, with Margaret and Blair Heinlein there. They are right there. How long were you on the office, Blair?
About 5 years.
Yeah. I do remember also the first 4th of July party we had here that we were attending. It was in the cart shed. And I guess we had rented some tables and chairs, but all the men were in coats and ties. And we had Bob and Judy Greasy up here as our guests. We were trying to get them to join Wildcat. They ended up at Banner Elk, I think, but it was really fun. And the pro, I wish I could remember his name, but he lived down below the cart shed, and he was the carver. I don't know where they cooked the food, but they had a nice buffet, and he was the carver of the roast beef. The place was a little different. When we had a heavy rain, we lost the 12th fairway. I mean, literally. The part down by the water was just gone. And the 9th fairway was very similar to the Everglades. It's sort of like a swamp. We had a great kitchen. It was about 10 by 10. There was a charcoal pit. And the chef, he cooked hamburgers and hot dogs. And you could buy a hamburger, a hot dog, and a soft drink. We finally got a screened porch to eat in, and we thought it doesn't get any better than this. There was one tennis court, hard tennis court, right where the croquet is played now. And it was right across from where we were on the duplex in the 9th green. And they called it Pat's Court because Pat played more tennis than anyone else here. She played with everybody. There was a man named Earl Franks. I don't know how many of you remember Earl Franks. But Earl Franks had been born right up here in Toxaway and grew up here. As a matter of fact, he told me once their high school football field was in the bottom of what is now Lake Toxaway. because the dam had broken and the water was out. And so it was their football field for about 10 years, he said. But Earl started driving bulldozers when they were building the course. And then he was our golf course superintendent. I think he might have had 2 or 3 helpers, but he did everything. And the thing that impressed me most, we didn't have a sprinkler system. He would work all night sprinkling the greens, watering the greens. And he did just a great job of making it such a nice course. The other thing I remember well is we had a practice green. You had to put a coin in and you got a bucket of balls. But then somebody had to pick up the balls. You know when anybody pick them up? So Earl Franks hired Mike, our son Billy, and had his son Farron. And every night they would pick up the golf balls. And when they didn't have any equipment, they had those things that you pick up one ball at a time. I asked Mike, how much you get paid? How much you get paid, Mike?
$2 a day. Each one of us, $2 a day. And it took about 3 hours to pick up all those balls.
Earl also gave us a fireworks show on the 4th of July, and he did it all himself. But he was a great guy. The other thing I remember, when we started staying 2 or 3 months up here, every Wednesday afternoon at 5 o'clock, we would have a pickup softball game on the 9th fairway. And of course, the players were from 6 to 60. And if a golfer came along, we would explain to him, you can either join the softball game or skip this hole. So most of them joined the game. There's no way to overstate the importance of Bill Getson and what he did for this club. And I'm so sorry that Bill is not well now. He's had a couple of very bad strokes and just isn't doing very well. But you know, he not only served as president, he wrote the bylaws and rules and policies. He organized and led the effort for a sewer system. And I don't know if you all are aware of it, but when this club started, the club didn't own the land on the other side of the 9th fairway, and didn't own any of the land where the fitness center is, or the woodland cottages. And Bill was very instrumental in putting all of that together, which was a huge task. He also helped us organize the Lake Club and did all the legal work. Believe it or not, we didn't own the property at our main entrance, at the front entrance. We only owned out to the center line. And Bill was instrumental in curing up that and getting us the rest of the land. He, I don't know, the last project Bill had, and I don't know how many of you know about it, but he literally led the effort to get that fire station down by the Reclamation Center. But he also was involved in building the courthouse. Courthouse. Well, you can tell where I come from. The clubhouse. We never tried any cases in here. Julian Betts was another member who was amazing. He was an engineer. I don't know how many of you knew Julian, but I was always impressed. And the thing is, when we finally got a nice big water tank up on the top of the mountain, Julian was in charge of getting the water to the club. Now, I never understood this. Some of you engineers were. There was only one pipe from the water tank down here, and the water went both ways. It went up and it came down. It went up and it came down. I said, Julian, how do you do that? He said, it's magic. But the strongest aspect of Wildcat, in my opinion, has always been the members. The members care about each other, and really it's just wonderful. Charlie Davidson was a great member for years and years, and he always said, we do a lot of hugging and kissing. And I got to tell you ladies, I'm enjoying it more and more. Pete Dawson also was concerned about what's going on, and he had an unwritten rule. You never let a new couple eat alone. You always got them at your table or you joined them, which was really wonderful. He also was my psychologist on the golf course. I was not very nice to be around when I was playing golf. He was my psychiatrist. And he also led the effort in stopping cursing and throwing clubs. I have to tell you, we had a member named Bun Gautier, and Bun left here. And I was so sorry when he left. He was very sick, but he left because he was the only member that could throw his club further than I could. I also want to mention the generosity of our members. We really have been so generous. I remember when we dedicated this dining room, and the president got up and said, well, we're just thrilled, but we do want to tell you we ran out of money. We didn't have any money for chandeliers. I think a chandelier then cost about $4,000 a piece. It wasn't 5 seconds. A member raised his hand, said, I'll buy a chandelier. Within 60 seconds, these chandeliers were paid for. And the club has always been that way. Hole number 6, for instance, is just beautiful. All that landscaping. Andy McDivitt did that in honor of his mother. And the members have voluntarily paid for all kinds of rock walls. The rock wall out here in the entrance to the club was voluntary contributions by the members. Members also had an awful lot to do with building the sprinkler system, which was very expensive. A lot of volunteers. The volunteers built the kiddie park, the dog park, and the Glenville Lake Club, which I think is going to become a real asset of Wildcat. I will tell you a little bit about the Lake Club, in case you're interested. Pete Dawson joined a dining club at Trillium. They were just starting Trillium. And Pete Dawson took us to dinner there. He took us to dinner a lot of places, but he took us down there, and after about 3 or 4 meals, we realized they were building docks, and it was just beautiful. We thought, well, we got to do this at Wildcat. We knew we owned the old motel out on Lake Glenville. Beautiful piece of property. So we went to the board and made a presentation, and they threw us out of the room. They said, we don't have any interest in the lake. This is a golf club. This went on for 5 years. We just begged them to do something. No interest at all, just absolutely none. So we went to several of the board members and tried to explain to them that as a board member, they had a fiduciary duty to every member of the club. And they certainly ought to at least talk to the members or give the members an opportunity to do that. So about a week later, they came to us and they said, okay, you guys are hot shots, you want to build a lake club? We've got a deal to sell the property for $600,000. You can have the same deal if you want it, $600,000 cash. We'll give you 2 weeks. Well, I never talked to so many people in my life, and Pete Dawson the same way. In 2 weeks, we had 80 memberships sold for $10,000 a piece. We paid the club $600,000, used the $200,000 to clean up the old motel.
Bravo!
And the Lake Club has really become a marvelous asset.
I just want to say, listen, we are so, honored to be a part of this club, and also having my mom and dad here, because you know what, we love you, and Paul and I are so happy to be here. But with Ann, and there's Mark. Mark, I'm seeing what a great man your father was and your mother, and I got to tell you, we have so many great memories here. We're just honored to be a part of this and to have it be a part of your family and have the tradition carry on. So we're really excited by this, and I just want to say thanks for that. One quick thing, and I want to tell you one last thing that just about Bodie. You go into my dad's wisdom and what he does, and it's just one Wildcat story. So when we had the duplex on the 9th hole, we were getting paid $2 a day to pick up those dumb golf balls down there. And by the way, the $2 a day we thought was pretty good because you're like 10, 11 years old. So we decided to set up a lemonade stand on July 4th on the 9th green, and we were going to make money. And so there was 3 of us. There was my brother and another friend of ours, and we said, okay, we're going to make posters and all this other stuff. And my dad said, that's a great idea. And he says, however, I want you to donate 50% to the Highlands Hospital. And we're like, well, why are we going to do that? We're going to sell this stuff for like 10 cents, 25 cents. We're going to make maybe $25, $30, give half of it away, and then we got, what, $5, $6 a piece? And we're like, well, no, we go pick up more golf balls. So we agreed. We put donations, Highlands Hospital, 50% of all proceeds. Well, Dad was right as always. We made $630. So we were like, we couldn't believe it. You know, all the members talking about being great members. You all would come up and say, well, okay, it's 25 cents. They'd hand us a 20 and say, okay, no problem. Or here's $100, no change. So we sat there and we're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna give away $300 to the hospital. We just kept $300. It's $100 each. That was a great day. Anyway, the tradition carried on for many years after that, and of course we ended up giving away more money. You know, we raised how much we were giving away, but it was just great to show what was going on here when everybody's supporting the kids. Anyway, Dad, I love you. Mom, I love you. The Dawsons, we love you. And Jack and Connie, thank you very much for everything.
I mentioned it before, and I just want to say again, the strongest part of Wildcat has always been the membership. And thank you so much for being here tonight. What a beautiful crowd. And thank you so much for being friends. We love you.